In today's video, we're going to explore another crypto treasury stock, which was up 500% on the 16th of June, and analyze its catalyst and see how you could have traded it. For those who are new, I have already identified this catalyst as a hot theme in the current market, and I made videos of stocks which made very similar explosive moves recently based on the same catalyst, aka CEP, SPET, and Kindly. You can find them in my Bitcoin Treasury playlist. And if you're new here, I provide daily catalyst-based day trading analysis and weekly catalyst-based swing trading analysis. So if you want to develop an edge around news and catalysts that spark explosive stock moves, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Okay, so SRM Entertainment had a news on the 16th of June, as I said, and was up 500% on that news. So let's look at the news and see why it was so bullish. So SRM launches TRON Treasury strategy with 100 million equity investment. So from the headline itself, I understand that this is a crypto treasury strategy related catalyst and that they raised 100 million in equity investment to finance this treasury strategy. So if we look at the details of the news, SRM Entertainment ENC announces that today it has entered into a security purchase agreement with a private investor for 100 million equity investment that will be used by SRM to initiate a TRON token, TRX treasury strategy. Along with the strategic investment, Justin Sun, the founder of TRON blockchain, has been named as an advisor to the company. That's always a little endorsement that's nice to have. Pursuant to the terms and conditions of the SPA, the company will issue an aggregate of 100,000 shares of its Series B convertible preferred stock. So this is the details of the transaction. Convertible into a total of 200 million shares, common stocks, priced at 0.5 per share, and 220 million warrants to acquire up to an aggregate of 220 million shares of common stocks at an exercise price of 50 cents per share, etc., etc. In addition to, the company plans to change its names to TRON ENC. That's an interesting point as well. Dominary Securities LLC is acting as the exclusive placement agent for the offering. I don't think that's very important. The strategic investment, valued at 210 million upon full exercise of the warrants, enables SRM to build a sustainable TRON treasury strategy. That's actually the key information of this catalyst. This transaction aligns with the company's vision of creating long-term value for shareholders by capitalizing on the global adoption of blockchain and digital innovation. As part of its TRON treasury strategy, the company intends to implement a dividend policy upon the successful implementation of TRX staking program. Next is a statement by Justin Sun, who's the founder of TRON, and another statement by the CEO of SRM. And let's see if there's something else. The securities being offered and sold by the company in the private placement have not been registered under securities blah blah as their securities laws da, 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 da. So this is just some technicalities. So the key information here is they've raised 100 million to start a TRON crypto treasury strategy, and they have the intention to implement a dividend policy upon the success of the implementation of this program. So this catalyst is very similar to announcements by companies such as CEP, SPET, and Kindly, which I've already made videos on that you can find on my crypto treasury playlist. Now let's look at how the stock reacted to this news. Okay, so we're looking at the 2-minute chart of SRM Entertainment, and as you can see, when the news was out, which was around 8:30, the stock went up super sharply, 233%, right? So this move is quite extended, and actually this is one of the reasons, if not the main reason, why I do not trade the first leg, because when the move is so extended, is so sharp, the initial move, usually it is followed by a pullback. So how much of a pullback you may have, this is something that you can never know, and that's one of the reasons why I always like to wait for the second leg if I think or I know that the catalyst is good. In this case, it was very interesting because the pullback went below VWAP. And so usually when the stock price goes below VWAP, it doesn't give much confidence to enter the trade. But having said that, there were stock moves that went below VWAP in the past, and they actually made a huge recovery afterwards. And it's kind of what happened here, but let's see if it was a tradable move. So anyway, so it went below VWAP here, kind of a little bit of a sideways. It tried to recover, so retesting the VWAP again, and that's when it crossed VWAP. So that's where the trade was for me. But having said that, it was still a very extended move of 200%. So when you are at that level, you're around that 200%. Therefore, the question is always, how far can it go? How further from the 200% can it go? Can it go to 500%? Can it go to 400%? A bit like Kindly. There was potential for that because I've seen it in the past with this particular catalyst. So that move from when it crossed VWAP to just before the market open was just 18%. Okay, that's not too bad, but that's not really why I'm looking to trade these stocks. So at the market open now, it was just kind of it tried to go up a little bit, then a bit of a pullback, crossing VWAP, then trying to recover, and then going really below VWAP here. So there was no trade at the market open, as you can see. And that's another reason why I don't usually trade the market open unless I see very good price action. Here you're observing the 2 minute, the first candle, the second candle, and then just after you're seeing a pullback that's going to VWAP and then another pullback. And so yeah, usually you'd have to be cautious. But what happened around here is that the stock started to recover very slowly. There's still no trade here, like it's recovering, kind of going sideways, but it's still below VWAP. Then it crosses VWAP here, and that's when you start watching the stock again, because it does have a great catalyst. It does have a catalyst that actually sparked crazy moves in the past, and so now it is surfing above VWAP. You'd have to watch that. And the trade for me was at this breakout here in particular at 11:36. You can see that the stock just took off there and it went 76%. And it didn't really, like, it gave up some of that gains, but you know, it was still on an upward trend. And so to conclude, this is another crypto treasury related catalyst that made a crazy move for the stock. But the peculiarity of this particular stock is that it did take some time before the move happened during the regular session, and you could have seen this or predicted this a little bit, because after the initial move pre-market here, the stock actually went below VWAP and kind of starts surfing or dancing around VWAP even at the market open. And that's a sign of there is a bit of selling pressure and a bit of uncertainty around that particular catalyst, which sometimes when the catalyst is really, really good, you will not have, the price action will never go below VWAP, or it will just touch the VWAP and then continues its trend higher. That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video. As always, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed my videos, and thanks for watching.